The headline is Russian trolls who interfered in the 2016 election also made ad money. What does that mean exactly?
Good morning, Willie. Well, what it means is that some of these trolls, who remember were working out of a building in St. Petersburg, Russia, were using this software that pushes an ad to a person who would click on the link that they were tweeting out of these fake accounts. And they got paid a little bit for every single one of those clicks. And that's actually very common among Russian hackers, even highly sophisticated government hackers. They don't get paid that much, and we often see them freelancing as cyber criminals on the side. The larger sort of implications of this, we've known a lot, obviously, about the Internet Research Agency run by Putin's chef, Evgeny Prigozhin, out of St. Petersburg. They were indicted by Robert Mueller. They were mentioned in the Mueller report. But what Twitter did was release the vast archive of the tweets, some 10 million tweets from nearly 4,000 accounts connected with this group. And now cybersecurity firms are digging into this stuff and seeing what we can learn. And this is new research out this morning from Symantec. And what they essentially found is, in addition to this money-making scheme, this campaign was better organized, better planned, more well-coordinated than we had previously understood. And it was pretty darn sophisticated. And they used a core group of accounts that masqueraded as news organizations like San Jose News or New Orleans Times. And they pushed out fake news aimed at the extremes of both sides of the political divide. And then they used a larger series of automated accounts to massively retweet this stuff. And then it got to real Americans who retweeted it. And it's really hard to measure the impact of this, Willie, but it's clearly a lot of people saw this Russian propaganda during the 2016 election.
Hey, Ken, it's Casey. How much money are we talking about here? Like, if I'm a Russian hacker freelancing on the side, trying to take advantage of the American electorate, like, how lucrative is that?
Well, in the case of one account, Casey, they found that it could have made nearly $1 million. So not a bad payday for people who are essentially, clerks and out of work sort of laborers who found themselves in these hourly paid jobs at the Internet Research Agency. So these weren't sophisticated people necessarily who were doing this, but the messaging in the organization came down through the Kremlin, the U.S. government believes. And the real takeaway here, Casey, is that one of my takeaways is that the U.S. government and the social media companies have yet to figure out a way to stop this. And it's happening again. Just last week, I wrote about a campaign based in Iran that was seeking to manipulate American public opinion through Twitter and Facebook. And Twitter and Facebook shut down the accounts after they were outed, essentially, by another cybersecurity firm. But there's really no strategy, and it's very difficult to see how one would exist to combat this. And it's not just happening with foreign governments. It's happening in American elections. Americans do this as well. This fake news problem on social media is getting out of control, and we all need to come to grips with how to deal with it.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.